Hi, how are you? Well, we're moving right along. So what we're doing is we're going ahead to chapter 26. So we're going to do chapter 26, and then we're going to cover chapter 24, and then we'll have exam 3 over muscle physiology, muscles, just like with the bones, stuff from lab, and energy, which is chapter 26, and 24 has to do with electrolytes and the acid and base balance. So today we're going to be talking about energy, and there's honestly one of my favorite pictures that I have in all of my PowerPoints is the very first picture that we have on here in chapter 26. And when you look at it, I mean, it is a beautiful green. It has beautiful greens and blues in it, but that's not why I love it. I like green, but what I like is what it is. It's unbelievable. We're always drawing on the board a mitochondria, and I can do a quick sketch here. And so mitochondria, we draw it kind of like that, and we had said that a mitochondria is what? We had said it's the powerhouse of the cell. And what does that mean? It makes cellular usable energy. And so we have all these different parts of the mitochondria. We had said we have the outer membrane, and then we have this funny curly membrane on the inside, which is the cristae, and then we have a space in the middle, which we had called the matrix. And the reason we have names for each of these is because they have different jobs. And we're going to be talking about how we convert sugars and other biological macromolecules into ATP, cellular usable energy. We're going to talk about how this is done, and these different locations in the mitochondria are going to come into play. Now, back to that beautiful photograph that I was talking about. What's incredible is those greenish blobs. Those are them. Those are mitochondria. And so they have sort of a yellow outer membrane. And then the interior is that beautiful green. And what you're looking at is the cristae. So we said we have this inner membrane, this beautiful inner membrane, and you can literally see it there. It's a really fabulous photograph. So we'll be talking about all kinds of stuff that is happening in those little boogers. But anyway, so we start out with this fabulous photograph, and we had said that, you can see the cristae, you can see the matrix, that inner chamber there, and the outer membrane. And we had said this is where a lot of what we're going to talk about today is going to happen. All right, so let's step back from the mitochondria for a minute, and we'll talk about body weight. Everyone's favorite, right? We talk about body weight, and everyone's got some level of difficulty with that, unfortunately, in our world today. But anyway, it's very simple. In the end, when we talk about whatever weight we have, it's basically energy in versus energy expended, or energy outputs. Now, some people, and we've all heard it, we've all heard people say, well, everyone in my family is heavy, so that's why I have trouble losing weight. And it ends up, they're partially true. It ends up 30 to 50% of a person's normal body weight, the weight their body is trying to maintain, is hereditary. Now, that means, though, that at least half, and maybe as much as 70%, is really the decisions you make and the what we call the environment. So your decisions about eating, about exercising, all of that kind of stuff. So you do have a little bit of an out. But we can modify it, is what we're saying. All right, I'm gonna move my slide. This is an interesting one also. These first few slides are pretty interesting. So we had said, we're talking about weight control, and we had said, what did we say is responsible for it? Decisions to exercise and decisions to eat. And why do you think you choose to eat? Even though, like, maybe you say, oh, I put on a few, I should cut down. But it's not easy. There's nothing easy about it, right? We all know that. And the reason for that is your body, it's not worried about you getting fat. It's worried about you starving. So from an evolutionary perspective, your body has evolved mechanisms to keep you from starving. And so we have some gut-brain peptides. They act kind of like a hormone, but they're a short sequence of amino acids pieced together, and we've said that's a peptide chain. And we have one that says, feed me, I'm hungry. And that's the one, it's easy for me to remember because its name is Ghrelin. You know, like your stomach, the sound your stomach makes when it's empty. That's growling stomach, Ghrelin. So Ghrelin is one of the gut-brain peptides that is telling you, I want something to eat, right? We have others though, because like when you sit down to eat, you're, hungry. And then after a little bit, you say, oh, I'm getting kind of full. I don't actually mind stopping eating now. And so we have this next one we're going to talk about. It's called peptide YY. And so whenever food starts building up in your stomach, you start secreting this peptide Y, and it starts telling you, oh, I'm getting full. Now, in both cases, and including the next one, we have 3 of these we're going to talk about. Where is their action? Where is their effect? We had said that ghrelin is secreted when you're hungry, when your stomach is empty. Peptide YY is secreted when your stomach starts being filled. And then we have something called cholecystokinin, which is secreted by the pancreas when food is coming by. And it is also going to say, it's time to stop eating. But where is the effect? What is it telling? That thing right there. It's communicating with your brain. So this is a way for your body to make these kinds of decisions about eating. So we have ghrelin, feed me, peptide YY, I'm getting full, cholecystokinin, I'm full, stop eating. So we have those 3 that are controlling on a hourly, minute by minute basis, right? And then we have some long-term appetite regulators. Did you ever notice, and maybe you've never had a weight problem, but if you ever have had a weight problem and you start trying to lose weight, you get really tired and your metabolism slows down, and so you don't lose any darn weight because your body is fighting you. How does your body even know that you're losing weight? Well, I can tell you that you have fat cells, and these fat cells secrete something called leptins. And leptins, and whatever weight you are, there's a certain amount of leptin floating around in your circulatory system because your fat cells secrete a certain amount of this. What happens? You lose some fat, the leptin level goes down, and your brain says, I'm worried about starving to death. I'm going to slow my metabolism down, try and get knock some sense into this guy's head. He's losing weight. And so leptins are a long-term regulator of body condition, of how fat you are. Now, sort of in a roundabout way, blood sugar levels are related to your body index score, so how fat you are. So you have your body, if you're heavier, you're going to have higher blood sugar levels, and your body kind of gets used to that. And then when those blood sugar levels fall, you also start to, your brain says, we've got to worry about this, we've got to get this under control. You're losing weight. Okay, it's been 10 minutes and I'm ready to talk about the technical details of respiration. That's next.